Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my Game of Thrones Legends mobile game content. So today I wanted to make you guys a video about how to do the cheese strategy on level 10 of normal mode in the egg event. Normal mode is totally doable. Honestly, it's a little bit easier to do this in hard or treacherous because you can come at it with a easier team build to be able to do what you need to do. But in normal mode, it's completely doable as well. And I've been sitting here doing this, matching eggs, for about 30 minutes now. And I didn't want to make the video 30 minutes long of me just sitting here matching eggs. So I'm just going to bring you in on the very tail end of it. Now, what you're looking to do, and you can see that I'm using Alistair Thorne. I just got him last night, and I've been waiting to get him unlocked so that I could actually do some videos like this. But what you're looking at doing is you're looking at taking a character into the level that you can eventually get to Alicent and that doesn't do enough damage to kill her, so that you can draw the battle out as long as possible. What you're trying to do is you're trying to draw the battle out as long as possible so you can match eggs, and so that you can just sit here and match eggs until they just stop coming. Because at about 35 or 40 minutes into the battle, you'll notice that the eggs will just stop dropping. And that's your cue that you've gotten about as far as you're going to get with this. Right now, on my timer, I'm 30 minutes into it, but I went ahead and decided to go ahead and start the video because I'm getting kind of down into some dangerous territory with Alicent. She's only got about 2,500 hit points left, and I'm trying my best to do matches on the side of the board so that I don't actually do damage to her, because I want her to have a chance to actually kind of heal up a little bit and keep up with the damage that I'm doing her. Now, whenever I have a match, I want to try to take it, but I have to be careful about taking matches of red because that's his color, so obviously that's where he'll do the most damage. If you get her to a point to where you're afraid that she's going to die, just try your best to keep doing matches on the side of the board so that when they shoot off, they go vertically or whatever and they don't actually hit her, because remember, this is a positional game. So where you tell the damage to go is where it's going to go. Whoops. And if you tell it to go vertically off to the side of the board, it's going to go away from her. If you tell it to go vertically right in her face, then obviously it's going to hit her. So, and that applies to all enemies, really. So right now I'm looking and I'm trying to find something I can do besides that red, because I really don't want to do a whole lot of damage to her. I'm trying to keep her alive as long as I can, but I just really don't see anything other than that red match right there, so I'm going to have to take it. Okay, trying to match eggs as much as possible, so I'm looking for an egg match and I'm not seeing one. Yeah, I'm just not seeing one, so I'm going to go ahead and take some different matches to try to not damage her as much as possible. And you can see one of the reasons why Alistair Thorne is such a good character to do this with is because when he matches his red mana or his red stamina, he will fill up the ability to put a shield on himself. And if you look at my shield score right now, it's 56,000. So you can see that I've been putting shield after shield after shield on him, and the dragon and Alicent just can't keep up with the damage to do enough damage to actually kill him off. So basically what this is at this point is it's a stalemate. Except for I am doing damage to Alicent, so I'm gradually whittling her down. And I don't really want to at this point, because I would like for this battle to go on until the eggs start dropping. Stop dropping, I mean, because I've already put about 30 minutes into this battle, so it's kind of aggravating when you put 30 minutes into the battle and you end up with a score that's not much better than you could have made just playing it a different way with a full team. But for right now, we're just going to work on trying to keep her alive, trying to do as many matches as I can without actually doing too much damage to her. Right now, I'm going to have to take that red match. gives me another shield, so I'm going to keep on bumping up my shields. At this point, I could probably just stop applying shields to himself because there's really no point. There's no way that the dragon or her is going to be able to kill him. So at this point, I could probably just ignore his power for the rest of the battle. At first, it's critical to get his shields built up because my Alistair Thorn that I went into this battle with, and I'll show you at the end of the battle, he is a straight up level 1 that has no leveling or gear on whatsoever. So that's proof that you can do this straight out of the box with him alone and not put any effort into his leveling and still be able to have an effective time cheesing this level. So I kind of, I shied away from making these videos, honestly, because I was kind of worried about would the developers of the game ban people for doing this. But the more I got to thinking about it, the more I really don't think that this is like a glitch or a hack or anything like that. It's just creative playing. It's not really anything that they've done that they don't intend for you to do. I'm basically just playing the game. I'm using just a character in a creative way, and I can't really see how they would want to ban people for that. You should honestly reward people for coming up with neat strategies like this, because that is just them putting effort into your game and putting time into your game, and you should honestly reward that rather than punish it. So I've decided to go ahead and come forward with these kind of things. I will not ever post anything that I feel is a glitch or a hack, like what went on in the community about 2 to 3 weeks ago. That was obviously a hack that the developers did not intend for players to use, and it was a coding mistake in how the event was coded with the rewards, and people ended up getting banned for exploiting it. And I completely understand that, but this is not something that I would consider a bannable type thing, honestly. I mean, this is, like I said, this is just players being creative and using what they're given to do the best job they can and get the best scores they can, because that's the whole design of the event, is to replay levels until you get the best score. So yeah, why would you punish somebody for coming up with something cool like this? So I feel pretty good about coming forward with it. Like I said, I've been kind of shying away from making videos about stuff like this because I just didn't know what this company would do, honestly, because they've made some pretty bad decisions, and you never know. Well, they've made some pretty bad decisions from a gamer's point of view, honestly, from my point of view. For them, they probably thought it was the right move, but as a player's perspective, I can see a lot of things that they've done that I just don't agree with. Okay, so the matches are getting kind of difficult to make without doing a lot of damage to her, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. Of course, when I want a color, it won't give it to me, and then when I don't want a hero's color, that's all I get. So I've had a really difficult time managing all the red. Oh, and then I accidentally killed her right there, so I shouldn't have took that match. But as you can see, I did this cheese for about 30. I'm looking at my timer. I see that I've had this battle going for 35 minutes. And you can see my score. You can see that it's a lot better than a normal score. What we had previously thought before was maximum score was 68,000 even. We had thought that that was the best that you could possibly do on these events, but now we understand that by utilizing shield mechanics and by utilizing characters that can just kind of keep the enemies at a stalemate and drag the battle out as long as possible, you can achieve higher scores through matching eggs. You see, with higher turn counts was 86,000. That's basically every egg you match is 500 points each. So each match. So that was what that added up to after that amount of time. So that was a really good score. 88,945 is nothing to sneeze at. That's a score that's going to put me over the top and make it very difficult for me to be defeated. Let's look at my placement right now, and we'll see where I'm at on the leaderboard. You can see that I have a score of 1,381 right now with just that one level 10 cheese. Let's go back and look at my scores for all the other battles, because I have some that I could probably do better with. I've got 68, 67, 67, 68, 67, 68, 68. There's my cheese that I just did, 88, so that pushes me over what a normal player would get. So that kind of pads my lead a little bit and makes it a little bit more comfortable for me. Now let's look at my character so that I can show you that, you know, he's just out of the box, straight up, level 1 with no gear equipped or any resources spent into leveling his power. There he is, Alicent Thorn. You can see he's a level 1. He has no gear unlocked. He has nothing equipped because he can't. And his power is 9,343. And you saw that at the end of the battle, I had like, what, 60-something thousand shield strength? And I just basically quit using it. I mean, I could have had that up to a couple 100,000 if I was religious about applying the shield over and over. But there was just really no point, because after about 10 to 15 to 20,000 shield, there's just really nothing that the dragon or Alicent can do to you to kill you. So you're basically just the rest of the battle trying to match eggs and not do too much damage to her, so that you can hopefully get to the point that the eggs will stop dropping, which usually happens at about 35 to 40 minutes into the battle. You will get to a point that the eggs just quit dropping, and that's your cue to know that you can, at that point, go ahead and just do as much damage to Alicent as you can to kill her to end the event. One tip that I want to make to you so that you don't waste your time: you have to kill her to get the score. If you abandon the event because you just feel like you're never going to kill her and you just give up and you just want to stop and just take whatever you got at that point, that does not work. If you abandon the event, you do not get the score. So remember that. You have to take this cheese to completion to actually get your score. So that was my video for today. That was how to cheese level 10 Alicent on normal mode in the egg event. And that was very specific. That was one specific battle, one strategy. You could do it with different characters. Probably a Sam would work fine, something like that. But that was just my take on it, and I hope you liked this video. If this content helped you learn the game better, or was interesting to you, maybe support my efforts to do this for you by throwing out a subscribe or a like. Be sure to add your comments into the comments, because I would love to discuss this with you. I would love to hear your thoughts. Yes, my score could have been better if I would have been more careful about managing the damage I was doing to Alicent. I understand that, because I've seen scores of about 140, and I've gotten personally scores of 145,000, around there. So I know I could have did better, but you get the point by basing, seeing what I showed you today. I appreciate you watching my content, and I hope that you'll look in the description for a link to the Discord. We have an open Discord community that discusses about the game, has a good time interacting with each other, and it's just an awesome place to be. So I hope you'll think about joining that as well. Share this content around so that your buddies can learn more about the game and that we can all get better, because that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to try to help everybody be better at Game of Thrones Legends mobile game. Thank you for watching my content. I really appreciate your time. I'll talk at you later.